What up, motherfuckers? Like, that's how I like to open up everything, man. That's like my thing.
It's always funny when you say
It's like
it.
they, I tell you that people give me crap for that sometimes, but then I get a bunch of people that come to my defense and they're like, "Yo, I'm here for the motherfuckers." So like, don't stop that. Uh,
Yes.
but yeah, everyone's had a good Sunday today, and I guess yeah. My name is Michael. I go by Resist for Humanity online, and on the interview video here today, we have Shy. What's up, Shy? Shy, tell us about
What's
some.
up?
What's up? Good enough. And then we got Eddie. What's up, Eddie? Yo yo.
Going on.
So everyone that we sort of interview or have any discussion with, we like to ask them a question. First question to you is, what the hell are you doing on TikTok making political videos and posts spreading that? So what motivates you to do that, man?
So what motivates me is I've been around people just spreading false information about anyone, any like celebrity and icon. And not until I do my own research, that's why I like to upload as like a specific person saying it, so you can get the full context without like any media bias or anything, not edited, so like you can make your opinion in on that. So that's why got me into posting political stuff on TikTok, and then kind of like voice my opinion and where I stand and all that.
Yeah, I hate disinformation myself. It's one of my, I value the truth, I value reality. And when I see people intentionally spreading bullshit, I have to call it out. I can't stand it. And so, yeah, I
Yeah,
respect that.
and then and then also I feel like someone who isn't doing in politics, they might not like compared to someone who is knowledgeable, say coming at you, blaming you or something, and then you don't know how to defend yourself verbally, not physically. And then, if some of my videos you could relate, you could like add some statistics and then some numbers that you can use to like, back up your argument or back up your belief. I think some people that can tell you a reason why they support someone, and then I think if that person's, my videos will be able to help them have a solid argument on like why they support this.
That's a great explanation. That's one of the better explanations I've heard, actually. Because yeah, it's you put that information out there, and there's a lot of people that maybe agree with a certain political position, but they're busy with their own lives. They have work that they got to do, and maybe they're not as informed, or they don't have all the facts or heard all the arguments. And so when you spread that, that's another piece of information that they have that they can use in their conversations with their friends and family. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I like to do a lot of engagement with debating with people online that are opposing a political position I have, because it sharpens my position. If I have to defend my position, then sometimes I have to change it, because if I'm confronted with facts or evidence that I'm wrong, then I'm wrong and I need to adjust. But it allows me to make my point more concise, and it does exactly what you said, which is, even if I'm not changing their mind, which in reality it's very rare, you're going to probably change the mind of the person that you're engaging with one-on-one in an online environment. But that back and forth, especially on TikTok where it's video format, is going to be seen by thousands of people, because of the way they push that content. So you're really exposing that concept to a lot of people, and that's very valuable. And yeah, I appreciate the content that you post on TikTok. You've shown some great clips that have I found educational and informative. So yeah. What's your
Yeah.
TikTok handle, by the way, so everyone can follow you over there?
UBI for all.
UBI
Um,
for all.
yes.
We'll make sure we splash that on the screen when we do the video to post it. That way everyone can give you a follow and get your
Yeah.
audience up, man, because everyone needs to follow Eddie here. He's making good content.
Yeah. And then like, I follow both of you guys and I check some I know some of your content is more like you said debating style. So for me, I'm not like personally, I don't like to debate anyone. I'm more like asking a lot of questions. Like I hop on online or like random sites that you can talk to random people. So like ask them their beliefs and then more of like interview kind of like I'll just ask you like why do you believe this? Like, what if someone say like, try to bring a talking point and see if they can like back their claim, but not really, try to gain and hit a debate or an argument. I'm more of like asking question and then learning. So I'm like on the phase of just like, learning, asking them question on their beliefs. And then, yeah. And then like, that's why I like your content videos that you make, so I'm learning from that. So I'm learning from other people.
Yeah, I think that's a great strategy that you're using too, because we all have our different tactics and the ways we engage with people, and me, I'm a bit of a loose cannon. I like to come and bring the fire at them because I think someone's got to be on the front line of the war with some of these more radical types, and so I'll take that heat, but really the style that you're using, which is asking questions in a non-provocative way to have them like explain their beliefs, it is more effective. It's often more effective for a lot of types of people, because when they have to explain their position, they start to they come to the conclusion that it's not based on anything of merit on their own, which is the best way for someone to maybe change their belief. So yeah,
Yeah.
what platform do you do that on primarily?
I think there's one that's called Omega or something like that.
Yeah, I've
Do
heard of
you
that,
know?
Omega. Yeah, I haven't used that one
Yeah.
before, but
I just like hop on there. Like you can talk to anyone from like different country, like different you know countries, different continent. I talk to people from Asia, Europe, South America, Australia, like all over the world pretty much, and get to kind of like find out what's going on in their countries, how, like how they're living, how's their life, and also get to practice my language or, because I feel like I lived here so much in US, like forgetting my own native language a little bit. So it gets me to practice new language that I'm learning. Like I'm learning Japanese, and like I talked to a guy from Japan, and I was able to like ask him a question and then practice my pronunciation, and then I could talk to anybody about politics. There's a specific tag you can put, like if you want to do politics, language, stocks, like investment, business, anything you can tag in, and you can talk to people that are the same level as you, like or more advice. They could give you advice on like business and like and a lot of political views. That's why I find it interesting, and then I tend to ask more questions than debate.
yeah,
And
that's really interesting. I'm gonna actually give this a shot. Thanks for cluing me in on this, because that seems like a creative way of engaging. Um, so and do you find? I guess you find the conversation to be pretty productive.
yeah, there's like there's the the good side and then the bad side. The bad side is a lot of trolls, young kids like shouldn't be there, and then but I tend to talk to more mature. If I see someone's more mature, it's like wants to engage in a conversation, then I'll go in there and then talk to them about anything they're interested.
Nice. Now you mentioned that you're learning Japanese, and you mentioned that you're learning, like, the English isn't your first language either, right? So
Yeah, it's
could you?
like my fourth language.
Wow. Would you mind telling us about your background a bit? I find that just amazing. um,
Yeah, so originally I was born in Angola. It's a small country in Africa. I used like a lot of people don't know really, they don't know where it is. So I like to say that it's closer to South Africa, that which a lot of people know where South Africa is. So that's why try to kind of describe my country. And then it's mostly Portuguese spoken, and which I think 90% of people speak Portuguese. And then I went to French school in my country, so learned French, and then after that I learned Arabic because I was Muslim pretty much growing up. And then I picked up English in South Africa. I went to South Africa to learn English for like a year, and then and I moved here to New York at first, and then here in Maine for 12 years.
wow. And how old were you when you first came to the U.S.?
I was 12.
That must have been a major transition. Like, what was your impression or expectations coming here, and what was that experience and transition like?
I mean, as a kid, like 12 years old, young, when I was 12, I had a big dream, like come to US, land opportunities, like watching Hollywood, see all people living good life, driving expensive cars, and it's all the good stuff being covered, on the news, and my my dream was to come here and then also have a good life compared to my home country. And yeah, first time coming here, I was in New York. It was like mind blowing. It's like, wow, like everything here is crazy. People don't go to sleep. Everybody walks, you know, 1 a.m. Everybody's walking on the streets. Like, wow, it's like these people are busy. And then after living here for a while, it's like, kind of see the bad about it, like, homeless people, like talking to homeless veterans, and then, like people living paycheck to paycheck under poverty and all that.
Yeah, yeah. How big was your hometown back in Angola?
Uh, I say like um, I was like kind of lucky because my how my dad was raised. He was homeless, um, moving into Angola because he wasn't born in Angola. He was born in Uganda, which another country in Africa. And then when he moved in there in Angola, like he worked hard, and he had some help from the community, and he got introduced to Islam. So the religion, so he became Muslim. So he got introduced to Islamic, the religion, and anywhere from there. And then hometown was like pretty big because he moved into being the government, working in the government. And then, but unfortunately, like, not everybody has the opportunity in my country. And like some of my friends end up dropping out of school at like 11 years old because it's all private school. Like there is no public. So like it's either you afford it or you don't.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, I like how you mentioned two things there. It's the working hard, like your father working hard, but then also the getting lucky part by being offered something in that society, which I think is a hard thing. That's something that we have to try to remember. I think in our discussions and in our activism here in America is like we are living in a society that provides a lot of benefits to us. There's also a lot of injustices in it as well that need being to be resolved. And there's also an element of personal just drive and responsibility that each of us should have for achieving our own goals. And so often it gets cast as one or the other, like, don't expect anything from society. Just go, it's all on you. And it's like it can be a combination of that. Let's work hard, let's achieve what we can achieve and be your own advocate, but at the same time understand that we exist within a system that benefits some over others and makes it more challenging, and we should do better. So, and that as a society. Now I'm curious, I imagine it, you said it was pretty mind blowing. I can't imagine moving from Angola to New York City. like that's that had to be a bit of a mind trip. I grew up in a small one stoplight town, and I remember the first time I went to San Francisco, I was like, what the hell is this? This is awesome, but it's a bit much. Um, and but then you said that after a while, though, you started to see some of the flaws in our society, and I imagine the year 2020 and COVID exposed a lot of that. What was your take on last year, and how did that impact you?
Last year of COVID.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, when um, during COVID, I worked at the airport. I was the baggage handler, so I just like get people's baggage and put it under the bus, and then where they get they go sit on the bus and then they need to put their baggage somewhere, their suitcases. So that was pretty much my job, and I think I heard first cases in like China, and then starting spreading to like Spain, Italy, more in European countries. And I was like a little bit nervous. I told my boss, and then he said like, "Don't worry about it. Like, and this is America. Like, we have resources to combat that. Like, it won't even touch our border, even if it does. Like, we're gonna shut down at the airport." And then I believed them. But you know, uh, when first case got here, and then people started dying, and then like we had to close down. I got laid off, and um, I had to find a job, and there was unemployment. I never knew about unemployment because when I got laid off, I was I didn't have a job for like 2 months, and I was like constantly looking for a job, like going like every week. End up, filling like 5 application, and go look for a job. And some places are closed. They say, "Oh, we're like very limited. We're not hiring at this time." Like, it's this stuff for us. And so I understand. And then, but I got laid off. So my boss said they're going to rehire me. They're going to call me back once they're open back up. But he kept changing it the date to say, "Oh, we're going to open on like June 10th," and then pushed it back. And he said it's out of his control. And then, but I was for 2 months, I didn't receive unemployment, nothing, like I didn't even know about unemployment until my dad told me about unemployment. And then I was like, "Oh, people get unemployment?" I was like, wow. I was like, thanks God for this, because, I only had this much money saved up the last 2 months without getting paid, nothing, like, going by 2 months. And then it's like, oh, unemployment. It's like, oh, thanks God for unemployment. and I was on unemployment for about a month. I was like for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then until uh, I, I got hired at a car rental place.
That's awesome. That that's it's awesome and amazing too. That you know now in Florida, our unemployment process here, we have a governor that broke our state's unemployment system on purpose. So when people applied, their applications didn't get processed for months and months. Like it was backlogged,
Yeah.
tens and tens of thousands of people without nothing for months. But I imagine it sounded like New York did a little bit better in processing yours.
No, this is on in Maine because I only
Oh, in Maine.
yeah, because I only lived in New York for like a month or two. I
Okay.
wasn't there for that long. It was like it was too expensive for us to live in New York, so we
Yeah.
we that's why we moved in. It was more affordable, but and then like being on unemployment, there was like I had a backlash from some of my conservative friends telling me like, hey, you shouldn't be on unemployment, like, and then like, oh, people telling me that I'm getting, you're probably making more money on unemployment. That's why you're not looking for a job and things like that. And then, tell them, hey, actually, like unemployment, like I was making more working than unemployment. And like, oh, you probably work hard. I was like, yeah, you can just assume that unemployment is good. They're paying like 600 something a week. But I said, when I was working, I was making more than that because I was working a lot of hours in the summer, my job, and then the
Yeah.
yeah, and then but I mean I understand being unemployment, for I look at it was like a temporary, like for 3 weeks, instead of like trying to be on unemployment for like months and not looking for a job.
The statistics show that most people that go on unemployment are on it for a very short time. Like there's this myth out there that there's a whole like large uh, uh, number of people that are just existing on unemployment, which A is not a lot of money at all. Like, and B, it's just not true. The numbers that when they run the study show that. Um, I remember that time period too, and I remember I had a lot of friends that had been laid off from the hospitality sector or the entertainment. One of my friends, they owned a sound and light company that did venues like local concerts. So all that stuff got shut down, and when the government passed that additional, I think it was $600 unemployment like bonus, right?
Yeah.
There were all of these, there was a backlash from people that were classified as essential workers that they didn't receive that $600. So they're an essential worker and they might be a cashier at Walmart or a like wherever it was, that would be questionable to be called them a essential worker. But they were being paid minimum wage and not receiving health benefits, not getting the $600. I understand a little bit where they're, how someone in that position felt like, what the hell? But I think it also speaks to the nature of why universal assistance and a UBI program would have been a better implementation, because it would have gone to everybody and you wouldn't have had to wait 2 months without knowing about unemployment. The people in Florida that waited months and months because the state system was broken intentionally, they would have just had enough to exist, would not starve. And
Yeah.
Well, and to Michael's point too, the grocery store that I shop at is like open 24 hours. But when COVID hit and like we were really in like the thick of it, they cut their hours down to like half as much, which means they cut the workers' hours down. So like those people wouldn't have qualified for unemployment. They were still employed, but the amount they would be getting paid suddenly was greatly reduced.
Yeah, and then I mean, like I told my friends, that's not something I can control. Like, that's the government, responsibility to, you know, doing this. We we can't control how to handle the virus. We can't control unemployment. We can't control, you know, uh giving some people money and don't not giving other people's money. We can like blame someone. You gotta you gotta blame the right people, not the wrong people.
That's right. That's right. Someone that is in need and trying to help, exist or receiving some sort of assistance is not the person that's the enemy. And the media and the government seems to try to turn us against one another and this divide. And really, we know who to blame is. It's the politicians that failed us. Like your boss, when he said, "Don't worry, it's America. We've got this handled. We have the technology, the tools, the infrastructure." We did. We've managed things like this previously. This was going to be a challenge no matter what. But over the years, we've been moving more and more away from a people of America, a people first mindset, and more towards a capitalistic, profit-driven mindset. And so we just chose that our government chose corporate profits over humanity, period.
Yeah, and then another thing is for me, I'm personally glad this pandemic, I went through the experience of a pandemic. So next time in the future, I'm gonna be better prepared. I say I was a little bit, just 2 months going by 2 months, but by my own money that I saved up, just paying for car insurance, food, and the place I'm living, and all that. It's I'm glad that I was able to go through it, for lasting me 2 months, as a 21 years old college student. And then, but I learned a lot from, pandemics next time. And I'm going to have a backup plan, or a better way to, stay on flow, even if you're a small business, or a business that got to put you one out of business. Gonna learn from this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have hopefully learned from this. Yeah, so you're going to school. What are you going to school for, Eddie?
Sports management. My third year, and then try to be a general manager. I'll let I don't know if you guys watch any sports at all.
I'm a football guy. I love Jacksonville Jaguars. Don't hate on me. We're turning it around. So
Yeah.
But what's your sport?
Basketball, soccer, and then got into football a little bit.
Heck yeah. Who's your teams?
For basketball, has to be the Celtics, and then for football, the Patriots.
Fuck no, we're done. Patriots, bro.
Yeah. We're in tough position, but
yeah, we got problems now. Like, everything was going good until you said that you were a Patriots fan, dude. I don't know, man.
No, you're fine, Eddie. He's just being silly.
I know.
It's a side effect of the Jaguars.
You beat me. Yeah. You guys got me in the AFC Championship game a couple years back. So yeah, I'm still bitter.
Yeah, for now it's we just lost a legend, Tom Brady. I was sad, but we gotta move on.
Yeah, well, I hope many years of failure and losses for the Patriots moving forward, so that you guys can.
Yeah, I mean, can't complain now. Like he brought us many championship. Like we got rings and we're in a good position.
So the Patriots don't deserve you as a fan, because that's not the typical Patriot fan attitude. Okay,
Yeah.
Patriot fans are much more egotistical and arrogant than you are right now. So I'll give you some credit on that, man. But
Yeah, I just try to tell my son, hey, sometimes you gotta be humble. Can't have the whole pie. But like we've been winning for so long, that's like wow. It's like get us feel some empathy.
yeah, it's not a Patriots fan. Yeah. All right, you're the only Patriots fan I like. How about that? That's we'll
Yeah, like my dad is big on it. It's like he lost a ton of money on it, like gambling and like betting, sports betting. I actually do it sometimes, like bet on the sport game.
Yeah, I used to mess around with it a little bit. I used to do the fantasy football and stuff. And you do fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then sometimes with my friends too.
yeah, we might. All right, we'll keep that in mind as we get closer to football season. We are about out of time here for this, but I wanted to ask if there's anything you wanted to maybe say to the audience or anyone out there listening. Give you an opportunity to just whatever's on your mind.
Like I'll say the thing that you mentioned, like we were more divided than united, and it's like United States, and it doesn't feel like we're united at all. So it's like it's like why Andrew Yang say like yeah, can be left, has to be forward. It's like the only way you solve problem is you gotta work together. That's how things gonna get done. We can't always blame each other, always be negative. You gotta try to be positive and try to come up with some solutions.
Yeah, that's very true, man. Powerful words. Powerful words, especially with your story coming here from Angola and the struggles and everything. And I tell you, I'm glad to have met you and become your friend. I'm glad that you're here in America with us, making this country better, man, and appreciate you. And yeah, we'll give a shout out to your social accounts on the video and tag that, and everyone go follow you. And thanks for joining us today, man. I'm sure we'll probably have you on again at some point. We'll do some more discussions and more topical, like maybe based on many specific issues going on. But yeah, thanks for your time.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys inviting me, and taking your time of a night, taking time of a day to have this discussion, bringing me on, giving me a platform to speak on. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, you got a good message, and you got a lot of good things to say. And there's a lot of people that are in our society that they might have a social media account and they have a microphone, but they don't have an audience. And a microphone without an audience doesn't do anyone any good. So let's try. I like to try to promote people with good messages. And man, you've got some good stuff to say. So
yeah, I second that, Eddie. I love your takes. It's been a pleasure. I'm really glad you reached out.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me in.
All right, well, let's do it again soon, and thanks again. And yeah, all right, everyone, we'll have a good night, and check in. We'll see you online. Post this in a bit. Bye.
Yeah, bye.